This is week number 2 report out of my weight loss journey. This is Lyn Lindbergh. I'm the owner of Couch to Active, and I have embarked on my own what I call a weight loss journey. Now, if you have not listened to any of my weight loss journey episodes, this is week number 2 report out. But if you haven't heard any of them, go back to episode number 0, which talks about the context behind it all. Because I'm trying to be lighthearted, but I'm really taking it pretty seriously. The whole concept of weight loss is so wrought with so many things that just can be difficult for people. It can go into the realm of eating disorders. It can go in the realm of shame and self-sabotage and stress. And don't even get me started on bariatrics and all the complications around that and how that can be amazing for some people and not amazing for others. I mean, there's a whole lot of what ifs. So go back to lesson 0, episode 0, if you haven't yet, then come back and listen to this one. And please, if talking about a number on a scale is triggering for you and stresses you out, please, we've got 2 episodes a week going on, so you're not going to miss out. Just stop, pause right here, give yourself permission to breathe and move along. But otherwise, part of the reason I'm doing this is because most people who go on a weight loss journey do not record it real time and go through the devil in the detail, right? Or the angel in the detail. I don't know, devil in the detail sounds better to me. Of what does this actually look like? What is this actually like? And I'm recording these real time as I'm doing it. So I am not coming to you with a ta-da, look at me, here's my amazing success story, and here's my before picture and my after picture, and I just made it look so easy. I just had grit and self-discipline, and I'm just an awesome human being. You should be too. Yeah, I'm not a big, okay, my hesitation is if somebody's had a weight loss success that they did healthily and they're proud of it, absolutely. Show it off all you want. That's great. You earned it. Awesome. But also I know that for a lot of folks that can just make them feel just awful. And that's not it. My goal here is for individuals, for you to be able to see, what does it actually take? And I go into a little bit of ad nauseum detail on each of these episodes. Make it a little long form on purpose, because anything shallow is just not really going to give you meat that you can sink your teeth into and do something with. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about what I did to set myself up for success for the week. What were some of the challenges and experiences I had during the week? Once I go through that, that's where I think the real gold is that whole mindset piece. Once I go through that, then at the end, I go through what my actual stats were. What was my weight at the start of the week? What did the scale say at the end of the week? And remember, I'm doing this also for speed and strength. So I want to talk about those too, even though they're a little trickier to measure. They're super important because we're doing this for me so I can have strength and speed and energy. And I know the scale is just going to be a piece of it. And I know if I call it a weight loss thing, a whole lot more people will listen to it and then realize like, oh, this is what people are talking about when they say healthy weight loss. Yeah. Then we'll talk about next week and set myself up for success for the next week. So, all right, you ready? Let's dive in. First of all, I was tracking my weeks from Thursday to Thursday, week number 1. Partway through week number 2, I realized that the app I'm using to track all the food I eat, and yes, I am going in and tracking every single thing I eat. Is it a pain in the butt? No, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, it's but thankfully I've made this my job right now. So I'm really lucky in that way, that I have the luxury to be able to do that. So many years being a mom with little child in tow, single mom, working big full-time job, sleep deprived, stressed out. Yeah, no, that would not have been reality for me. But yes, so I've been tracking it, and I just discovered on the particular app that I use, I can have it automatically send me an email with a report of all this data that I manually number crunched myself. The only thing is that the app only will do a report out that's a Monday through Sunday, not a Thursday to Thursday. So I jerry-rigged the dates a little bit. So last week I reported on a Thursday to Thursday. This week, number 2, I'm actually backing up 3 days and reporting out for a Monday to Sunday. That's a whole bunch of wah, 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 wah for, don't worry, sometimes things happen and you just have to adjust. It's all good. Okay. Now, I know some of you are wondering, what app do I use to track my food? The app that I use to track my food, the only reason I use this app is because I signed up on it more than 7 years ago. More than 7 years ago. Oh my gosh, when did I go back? December of 2015. There we go. December 17, 2015. That was my first entry. 8 years ago. Long time ago. And I signed up for that app because it was one of the best at the time. It's called Lose It. It's still out there. The reason I signed up for it was I had a friend recommend it. I have no idea if it's even accessible. It's not one of the most popular ones, but because I have data going back that many years and because it works just fine for me, then I keep using it. So that's why. But really, a lot of these trackers that track food, they're all pretty much the same. So, but apps are kind of cool. They're kind of cool. Okay. So this week I had a couple of big things that I thought could sabotage, for the food side of things. Exercise of things, pretty good because I'm teaching classes. So all I have to do is actually do the class when I'm teaching the class and voila, exercise done. So that's kind of become a slam dunk for me, thankfully. Then the food wise, I had some family in town for the weekend. So I was like, okay, there's a couple meals out. And of course, we're going to go to, I haven't seen them in a long time. So we're going to go to nice places that serve food that I love. And on Sunday, the last day of the week, was a birthday brunch that a dear friend threw for me with, of course, a lot of really amazing food. So let's talk about that. What did I do to set myself up for success? Because I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to this great restaurant. They have steaks, they have salads, they have burgers, they have pasta. I want it all. Especially the fries. So what I did is for all of these, the dinner and the breakfast, both of them, I looked at the menu ahead of time. And the dinner, I decided, you know what? I really want a pasta dinner. I really, really just want to do a pasta dinner. So pasta has fiber, but it's high carbs. It's not the best meal in the world. I've been eating them just gosh darn good. And I was like, I want the pasta meal for dinner. I don't want to get another gosh darn salad. Usually I do. Lots of times I do. But this time I just wanted me some pasta. So I planned for it. I ate decent protein for breakfast. I ate a very small lunch with decent protein in it. But my breakfast and lunches were really small. So by the time I got to dinner, I had plenty of calories to blow on a pasta dinner. Here's the thing though. Remember, I cut out alcohol completely, and that's been a really good thing for me. And when we got to dinner, I thought, okay, I'm going to have a glass of wine also. So I ordered myself a glass of white wine. I love red wine, but it gives me headaches. Gosh darn it. And so not worth it. So I ordered myself a glass of white wine because I'd been in a calorie deficit, which means I'd been eating less food that my body had been burning for energy, which is causing the weight loss. Because of that, and because I have not been drinking much alcohol the last 6 months and drinking almost none the last week, actually none the last week, not almost none the last week. 1 glass of white wine gave me a big buzz. And honestly, it was kind of cool. It was like, oh gosh, dang, 1 glass of wine. And I'm like, wee. So part of me was proud of myself because my body was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to take this alcohol and give you the biggest bang for the buck. Another party was like, oh yeah, no way can I have 2 glasses of wine because I got to drive myself home. And number 3, it was like, I mean, I'll just be totally honest. It was nice to be able to enjoy that glass of wine, have it actually feel it, just relax me some. And I know you've heard me preach. Alcohol is a drug. Alcohol is a neurotoxin. There's nothing good for you. But I had that 1 glass of white. So that was great. Even with all of that, I still went over my calorie limit for the day. But because I had tracked everything so well all week, then I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm going to tell you at the end what the results were on the scale and how I was feeling and all that. So that was dinner. So that was great. It actually made me happy to be able to have what some people might call a cheat meal. Some people might call it a bad meal. I just call it, I don't know. I don't even want to brand it. I just want a pasta. So I worked on my my calories and stuff to make sure it fit. Before I go into the breakfast dining out, I want to back up a little bit. You remember at the end of last week, I was hungry like I could eat a half a pizza hungry. Yeah. And I said at the end of the last one, I said, I'm going to go back. I looked back at what I ate. And this is where tracking what you eat can become magical and really awesome. I looked back at what I'd eaten those few days before, and I had gotten my protein dialed in really well. I had gotten I'm aiming like 120 grams of protein a day. I had gotten my fats dialed in really, really well. My carbs were not overboard at all. I was really proud of that. I had lost track of fiber. So that was the one thing I noticed was I had purchased a papaya earlier in the day. I love me some papaya. Love papaya. And I also did avocado. And both of those just happen to have a ton of fiber in them. And papaya, not a ton of calories. Avocado loaded with calories. But both of them, tons of fiber. My avocado ran out. I ate the whole darn papaya. And for 2 days, I had less fiber in my diet. And I was like, I mean, textbook-wise, I knew fiber can make a big difference. But I was like, let's check this out. So I did. When I planned, I made gosh darn sure that I had my minimum, my 20 grams of fiber a day. And so when I got to this pasta dinner and when I got to the breakfast, going out for breakfast, I was not starving. And I ate the pasta dinner and I felt awesome. I didn't feel like I had to load up on bread too. In fact, now that I think of it, they didn't serve bread with the pasta. What the heck? I didn't even miss it. Well, that's good. Okay. Wow. And then for breakfast, I ordered a protein-based breakfast. I originally was going to order the Greek yogurt parfait with fruit, but then the idea of that just made me sad. The idea of sitting at a beautiful breakfast joint with everybody else eating glorious pancakes and French toast and all kinds of fritters and me eating my Greek yogurt with raspberries on it. I should not complain. That is a very decadent meal in and of itself, but I changed my mind. In fact, I was even going to bring collagen protein powder and mix it in at the restaurant to up the protein even. And then I was like, this just makes me sad. I don't want to do. So I actually ordered the corned beef hash they had. And I believe that because my sugar for the last few weeks has been so managed perfectly, my insulin, thankfully I'm not diabetic, so I don't actually measure my insulin levels. So I actually don't know, but I'm assuming they were very, very stable based on how I've been eating. And because I got that fiber in consistently, I ate like a quarter of the corned beef hash and I was stuffed full, felt awesome, felt great. And I got to tell you, to have a big old plate of food in front of you, eat a quarter of it and look at it and legit be like, I'm full. That is a really, really great feeling. And that is why you guys hear me preach so much about how I really feel that relying on grit and self-discipline is just completely bogus when it comes to your health and fitness. Yes, I know. Grit and discipline has a lot to do with it. Yes, I'm using a lot of grit and discipline. Yes, tracking my food relies on a lot of grit and discipline. I understand all that perfectly well. However, if I didn't get the hormone balancing of the fiber into my diet so that I could go to a restaurant, eat part of a meal, and be legit full, it would be a whole different game. I had that 3/4 of a meal still sitting in front of me. I was full. I didn't even want any more of it. And it was yummy. And I didn't even want any more of it. So guess what? It required of me 0 grit and self-discipline to not eat the rest of it. It was easy. That was a big spiral up because that felt good. That was exciting. It actually made my mood better. I was like, oh, thank God. Like, okay, this might be doable. So that I would consider a really, really great highlight in my day. Whew. And then the last one, the birthday brunch. I am very, very fortunate. My dear, dear, dear good friend who threw the birthday brunch for me, she knows all about this. In fact, I think she's even listening to the podcast. She knows all about this whole journey. She's been in the gutter with me. And so she planned a birthday brunch that was quite decadent, but she did a beautiful job of making portions small, lots of variety. Everything just felt special and beautiful. It was wonderful. So there I had 2 mimosas. I had a small plate of, like, I had a macaroon and a macaroon. Yeah, those are 2 different things. She had a flourless chocolate torte. She had this really delicate quiche thing that wasn't actually a quiche thing. It was even fancier than that. I did all of that and it was awesome. And again, I got really full. Now, here's the thing. I went home from that birthday brunch and I had eaten 700 calories. 700 calories. Now that's less than a Big Mac meal, but most of my meals have been closer to 500 calories. So even with that, where I felt like I ate light, it was still very, very calorie dense. But it was just really, really just fantastic that she just kind of knew how to get some high satiety, make you feel full, but also decadent. You're getting a treat. It's actually lovely. You don't feel like you're depriving yourself at all. It was wonderful. It was actually really, really wonderful. So, what were the actual results of the week? Okay. Here's my actual stats. So my number, people, that you're like, this is what I want. These are the numbers. Just give me the numbers, Lyn. For the week of May 1st through 7th, I had a daily average of, for fat, a daily average of 50 grams of fat a day, daily average of 16 grams of fiber. So remember, a couple of those days, the fiber was low. So I want that closer to 20. Daily average of 100 net carbs, which is not bad. A daily average of 126 grams of protein. Daily average. That, to me, is freaking awesome. So I start my whole meal planning around the protein, let everything else fall behind around that. And my daily average of total sugar, that's fruit, everything. I had very little added sugar. A daily average of total sugar, 56 grams. Now, if you want an idea of how much sugar is 56 grams of sugar, just go to your freezer, pull out a tub of ice cream, and look at how many grams of sugar are in it. Grab a candy bar, grab anything, look at how many grams of sugar in it, and then you'll know. 56 grams was my daily total grams of sugar, which included sugar from the grapes I ate, which included sugar from anything from the brunch, which included sugar in the pasta dish. It included all the sugar. So there we go. So that's the stats there. My weight on May 1st was 177.6. My weight on May 7th was 174.8, which left me with a 7-day weight loss of 2.8 pounds. 2.8, almost 3 pounds in a week. That's exciting. That's good. But remember, 6-week trend, a minimum of a 10-day window, and then a 6-week trend, because I can go up and down 5 pounds in a day depending on what's going on. But now I have 2 weeks of a couple of pound loss. I do not want to lose 3 pounds every single week consistently. That to me is a little too fast. However, I'm going to take it. I'm only 2 weeks in. I guarantee you it's not going to stay steady. There may even be a week when I gain. We'll see. But on average, to start off and see those results right away is actually pretty darn exciting. So how's my speed? How's my strength? I'm feeling good. I feel more alert. I don't feel any holy grail like everything is amazing now and I see roses and rainbows everywhere. Like no. And what I'm doing is not sustainable. How I'm eating is sustainable, but the level and degree to which I'm tracking, doing a daily weigh-in, tracking every single bit of food that goes in my mouth, that is not sustainable. It's not how I want to live for the rest of my life. So that's part of what I need to think about for myself as this goes along, is what makes it sustainable, what makes it stick on the other end, what makes it so I can continue to go to a restaurant, eat half the meal, and legit be full and not want to eat the rest of it. Yeah. All right. So what's coming up ahead? Nothing too exciting. Well, actually, I do have some exciting stuff. I'm going down for Mother's Day, visiting my mom. So there'll probably be all kinds of food there I need to think about, make a plan for, so I can enjoy and love my Mother's Day. I also am speaking at a group for Couch to Active about the Kitsap Vision group. So it's a group of visually impaired and blind individuals. Going to go speak to them in person about living an active lifestyle. But I don't think there'll be any food there, and there will be exercise. So there we have it. Yeehaw! Yeah, that's a lot of detail. If you have questions or things you'd like me to address, like, hey, Lyn, what about this? What about that? Email me, beawesome@couchtoactive.com, or put a message in the chat box on our website. Leave a voicemail on our phone number. It's right there on the homepage. I'd be happy to address any of this. And if you are wanting support embarking on a similar journey, reach out to me and we can work together on this for you. There we go. All right, you guys, have a great week. My next report out will be 1 week from now on the 14th. And then these go live about a week after the event that it actually happens, because I need time to edit this thing. Alrighty, head on over, reach out to me on couchtoactive.com. Looking forward to meeting you.